Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to make this pretty little swag, and it is a base that I made using the chain method, and it's going to be convertible. This particular video shows it in a Halloween theme, and I'm going to take all that off and make it a fall theme. The difference about this one is I did not use anything to attach the mesh to. I wanted to see if I could do it with just the mesh and attaching it to itself. It makes it very flexible, but it does hold up well, and I did like this method. Sometimes people will use yardsticks to attach it when you're doing a swag, and other times they'll use a frame that's just straight. I've actually cut the hook off of a candy cane metal frame and used that for swags. But this particular one, I just used the mesh itself, and I left the pipe cleaners full size because I knew I was going to be using them to attach it to each other. So the mesh was 10 inches wide, and I did each poof at 10 inches. So I just scrunched up the end, put a pipe cleaner, scrunched up 10 inches down, and I did that. I used 13 pipe cleaners, and I did 12 poofs. And here I show some of the thought process, because this was the first time I ever did this. I didn't know if I just wanted to not have a poof at the top where I turned it on itself, or if I wanted to leave a poof there. I end up leaving a poof, and that's why I did 12 poofs, because I initially was going to do 9, but I really needed that extra poof to spin it the 3 times that we spin it on itself. Here you can see where I'd finally decided that I was going to use a poof to spin it, and I just take those first 2 gathers and I use one of the pipe cleaners pokies the pipe cleaner itself to attach to the other scrunched up area. I don't know any of these terms right now. I'm so sorry. It's been a while since I made a video, and hopefully we'll have some time to talk about that during the video here. But anyway, so I take one of the wires and attach it to the other scrunched up part, and then I take the wire on the scrunched up part and attach it to the other one. Hopefully that makes sense. If you're seeing what I'm doing here, you can kind of get an idea. They're just kind of worked over each other. And if there was any play in it, if they weren't the same exact size, I just twisted them around each other. That gave it a little more stability as well. I really did like using this chain method for this particular swag, and if you use a neutral base, you can use different decorations and embellishments on it, take them off, and just keep using this over and over. That's why I used the buffalo check on this one, because I think buffalo check is great for fall and for Halloween. Here at the end, you can see this is where I think I had 2 poofs, and then I just took the extra 2 wires and attached them to each other, and that's what I used for my hanger. I didn't show that in the video, sorry about that, but you can see you have extra wires hanging off there, so just put 2 together and use that as a hanger. But you kind of get an idea. That's the back, and then here's the front, and down here at this end where it started and stopped, I just tucked it in and used one of those pipe cleaners to attach it. Now on to the fun stuff. This is some stuff I bought at Michael's. That ribbon is gorgeous, and this Michael's has weird sizes to me. These are 45 feet long for their 5.5 inch, and then this is 19 inches or 19 feet long for their 9.5 to 10 inch mesh. But we make it work. All of the stuff I have is put away because I haven't used it in so long, so I just had to go buy new stuff rather than searching through the mess that is my craft room. Now I cut the 5.5 inch ones at 8 inches because I'm going to use those and curl them up, and if you go 10 or more inches, it's just not worth it because 8 gets the job done. Now on this is going to be the cruffle, so I did 16 inches on that. And of course, I think the cruffle is the same as a woodland ruffle, but I'm going to do some research on these different terms and make a video because I get tired of not knowing exactly what they are. And sometimes you guys will tell me in the comments, and that's helpful. But yeah, the smaller one is done at 8, and then these were done at 16. Here you can see you just kind of curl in one side and work with your mesh in the curl so that it's a lot easier. Roll in that side and then just scrunch it up. Now, I did not have my Bodabra. It's lost in the mess somewhere. And so I thought I'll just use a pipe cleaner and hold them closed. And then when I went to roll this, I realized what a pain it was to have to undo the pipe cleaner every single time. You can see here, I just kind of held it for a second, but then I just don't have enough hands, and that's why I really love my Bodabra with that. You guys, I've had the video on it where I show how to do bundles, and you just use a Bodabra to hold it. But then I had to undo this, and then I was going to add ribbon, and I also added some tubing, some mesh tubing. And so by the time, you know, I open, close each of those pipe cleaners, even though there's only 6 bundles on here, it was just a pain. So what I did have is my Bow-It-All, and it has little prongs there where I can screw them at different sizes, and so it held it just fine. Not as good as the Bodabra, because I speak, Dion, speak. The Bodabra has a spring load in it, so it really works better for this, but this did get the job done. And again, I haven't been crafting for a while, so everything is just a mess. My very, very first video talked about cleaning my craft room, and now I'm redoing everything. I'm actually going to have 2 rooms. I'm going to have a warehouse and a studio because I have so much stuff I need to get sold, and I'm going to start putting it on the website. And there's a lot of mesh, and there's a ton of ribbon. Like I said, I ended up putting the cruffle on the bottom, and then I put the ribbon. And you can do your ribbon how you want. I did on the top 2, I did 2 ribbons and interchanged them. And then on the 2 that were hitting the center, I did all 3 ribbons in those. More fun stuff here with the embellishments. I always like to dissect my picks and use them more sparingly. Here, these tools that are decorative for the different seasons, they're perfect for adding volume to your wreaths or to a swag or a garland or anything. So I usually just like put 3 together. I cut them at 12 inches and then just scrunched them up in the middle, and then just use one pipe cleaner to attach all 3 together. And here I add them in. I put them on either side of the single bundles just to give a little more volume in there. But guys, I'm so happy to be back making videos. Hopefully I can be consistent. And I definitely want to show when I take all this off and convert this base into a fall swag. So once I do that, I will attach the video at the end of this video so that you can see it. But just have fun with it, and I'm so glad to be back, and I will catch you guys on the next one.